So just about everyone has heard of elderberries and that they're really awesome to use during cold and flu season, but what you might not know is that elderberry syrup is super easy to make. I'm Kelsey from roughandtumblefarmhouse.com, and every single week I share content about farming, family food, and fortitude here on our 5-acre homestead in northern Minnesota. So elderberries are a really cool plant. They grow on kind of a bushy shrub type of a thing. Different varieties are native to North America, Asia, Europe, all over the place. And historically, it's been used in wines, in jams, jellies, tonics, syrups like this, all sorts of different things. You can use both the blossoms from the berries and you can use the berries themselves. You definitely don't want to eat the raw berries because they have some chemicals in them that can give you upset stomach and diarrhea and make you throw up and things like that. One super cool thing about elderberries is that there's archaeological evidence of it being used medicinally from over 5,000 years ago. So I just think that is incredible. Elderberries are high in vitamin A and vitamin C, which are huge immune system boosting vitamins, and they're also high in antioxidants. The only berry that I have found that is higher in antioxidants and better with the vitamin A and vitamin C are aronia, and I actually have a post I can link below about how to make an aronia berry syrup, which honestly, aronia I think tastes even better than elderberry. So let's go over what we need to make this recipe, and I will show you how to make your very own elderberry syrup. So this recipe that I'm making today and that I'm going to teach you calls for dried elderberries. I know most people aren't going to have access to fresh elderberries. You can get dried online. You can get them online from Amazon, or I'm sure there's other places that sell organic elderberries as well. But so you need 1 quart of dried elderberries for this recipe. And if you would like to make them with fresh elderberries, check out the link to the blog post. I will have details on how to use fresh elderberries in your recipe. The other things you're going to need are some water, of course. You are going to need some honey for a sweetener. You're also going to need some cinnamon sticks, 1 tablespoon of ground up ginger. Fresh works great, or because I always forget about my fresh ginger and it just turns into a husk in the fridge, I will get jars of this pre-minced ginger, and it works just as well. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And one thing I forgot to mention the first time I filmed this is you also need a 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. If you have whole cloves like I do, you can just stick them in a mortar and pestle and smush them up a little bit, and you should be good to go. Then for equipment, it's also pretty basic. You'll just need a small size stock pot that can hold at least 2 quarts. You'll need a colander and some cheesecloth as well for when we strain out the berries. To begin, we're going to take our quart of dried elderberries and add 2 quarts of water. One very important step to note is making sure you change to a bigger pan when you realize that the one that you first selected was too small. After that, and you've got your 2 quarts of water and your 1 quart of berries, you're going to put this on the stove just at a nice low simmer with the lid kind of offset so that the steam can escape from it, because our goal here is to reduce this liquid by about half. So kind of take note as to where it is in the pan, and of course you'll be able to see where it was as the liquid goes down. It can take a little bit of time, so this is a good idea to get this project started in the morning, or when you're already kind of busy in the kitchen doing other stuff, just get this going on the stove. Now here, hopefully you can see that this has reduced down by about half. It has been about 45 minutes on the stove, just kind of at a very low simmer. And so now I'm going to strain out the berries from the liquid, and of course the liquid is what we want to keep. So you'll want to line a colander with your cheesecloth and put that in a bowl big enough, make sure, to hold all of your liquid. And then from there we are going to cook it down a little bit more. Make sure that you give the berries a good squeeze. We want to make sure we get as much of that amazing juice out of there as possible. So I'm just going to gather this up, and they are hot. So just be careful you don't burn yourself. So return the strained juice back to your pot, and then we're going to add in the other ingredients and let it simmer again. So again, we are going to be adding in a 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, 1 cinnamon stick, and about 1 tablespoon of minced up ginger. And we're going to save the lemon juice and add that a little bit later. So you're going to simmer it on the stove on low again until it reduces by about half, and then you're going to strain out the ingredients once again into a bowl. From there, you're going to measure out how much liquid you have, and then you're going to divide that number by half and add that much honey. So here you'll see that I have just shy of about a quart of juice. I add in about 1 cup of raw honey, and I recommend using raw honey if you have that available to you. And after you add in the lemon juice, give it all a good stir and then store in a mason jar. It keeps for up to 3 months in the fridge, and you want to take 1 to 2 tablespoons about 3 times a day. And remember, this does have raw honey in it, so don't use this for kiddos that are 1 year old or younger.